Hello everybody, hello guys. I'm happy to be here today. Just for a minute, I'm getting on the road and quick video today. Sometimes we have to tell ourselves a new story. A new story about our life, about our past, about our relationships, because very often the way we form things in the past define our future. For example, when we say, oh, I'm just not lucky with ladies, or women always ignore me, or I seem to be not that smart in relationships, anything like that, any of this, these labels that somebody put on you, maybe 20 years ago, or you kind of been telling yourself that I'm just not that kind of guy that ladies like, or beautiful women, attractive women don't find me interesting. All these things, all these labels. We are so generous with giving labels. We are so generous with giving them to ourselves and with giving them to others. But same story can be told in a different way. Absolutely same event can be portrayed in a different way. And I'm smiling because I'm thinking about politics right now. One event is happening on one political channel is one thing, on the other political channel is totally another thing. So how about rewriting the story you've been telling yourself to something way more positive, to something that feels better, to something that will inspire you. And also, when you tell about your life to somebody you meet, they perceive you in a different light. You have totally, every day we wake up in the morning, we have totally new opportunity. We can wake up to another day, or we can wake up to another life. And sometimes we just have to stop telling the old story to ourselves and concentrate on positive by actually not even changing anything inside of the story, but just changing our attitude, and creating more appealing story. Story where you were growing and learning and overcoming and becoming somebody else and becoming worthy of better relationship. You can tell yourself, oh my gosh, I'm lonely, I am just not, things just not coming along. Or you can tell yourself, I have some great time right now where I can focus on me. I don't depend on anybody's opinion. I don't have to dance on, don't have to walk in anybody's shadow. I don't have to dance anybody else's song. I can actually form myself into man I will really admire, and I can see that man being very popular in a good way between women, because this man has a lot to offer. This man learned a lot from his past mistakes. This man also had a lot of great experiences. Always, guys, we need to remember to be grateful. You had ladies in your life, you had love in your life before, you had greatest moments. Be grateful for those and think, hey, maybe I've needed all that experience to form into a man that every lady dreams about, when you are 20. But when you are 20, you're not capable of being that superhero, because you don't have yet experiences, and you don't have that strength, that inner strength inside of you. Well, there is maybe exceptions. There are sometimes maybe some men that they were raised in some extreme conditions, they kind of becoming mature more early. But overall, there is certain beauty in all this that's happening to us, and all this that looks like a bad experience but very often that experience formed you guys in a man that any woman dream about, and in a man that you always want to be, you know. So it's really super important to remember that. And I think you guys would agree that if when you meet a woman that you really like and you see how she is happy in her single life, as maybe she just broke up with somebody, maybe she's been single for a while, or any other story, but she's just having a great time in her life. She doesn't call you every second, you know. She's very content, she has a great time, she's happy to see you, but she has a lot of life going on, and you're like, I would like to be there next to this lady, because everything she touches, everything she does, it looks like fun, it looks like an adventure. She looks always that she is growing. There is always something going on. I feel that whatever she does, either she travels overseas or she's cleaning her garage, she's having an awesome time. She has great attitude toward life. So it's awesome that she is single and not upset about it, because that's works for me, you know. I want to be there. I'm very glad that she's not, you know, she's available and she's having a great time. As the opposite, if you meet a lady and she keeps you, you know, she's extremely beautiful, you are in love with her maybe, or kind of falling in love, and she is keep telling you about what happened, you know, what he said, what she said, and how blah blah blah, and it's like, and you're like, well, you know what, she's really beautiful, I really admire her, maybe something else about her, except, you know, looks and maybe some other things. But oh my god, am I gonna be this person she tells story about in a couple of years, and her attitude kind of not so great. So it can be one story, it can be, you know, she could have had an unhappy relationship before, having same story, same past, but she looks at it differently. You know, she's happy to be alive again, she's happy to meet more opportunities, and she is just having a great time with her life wherever she's doing. Doesn't matter what she is doing. So same applies to both genders, you know. And when we have this boring story, we kind of become an historian of our life, you know. Yes, there are some dramatic events or some impactful events that we just want to share after some time with our partner, so they know what we went through and we create bond. But even that can be shared without extra drama and extra, you know, extra pain, because it's in the past. More of the point to kind of becoming closer and opening up, and still some light, because that's difficult situation is over, now is a new path. So we can always rewrite our story, even that story that, for example, let's say, just one more example, we were poor, like you said, oh my gosh, we were poor, you know, we didn't have enough of this, we didn't have enough of that. You can rewrite this story and say, you know, our family would always find a way to make it. Our family would always gather, I don't know, had a garden and always made a nice meal. We would always unite and maybe turn, like have old clothing, and we would update. My mom was so talented, she would update old clothing into new, or she would create a dress from a curtain. That's actually a true story from my household. My mom actually was really, you know, beautiful and creative woman. I remember she created a dress out of curtain, you know, the curtain that's on the window, because we just didn't have much in the stores back in time. So, you know, you can say, oh my gosh, it was horrible, it was a struggle, or you can say, you know, we realized that our creativity were really taking off, we were making amazing things out of nothing, and we had great time as a family. So same situation and different story. So that's what I want to tell. When we meet people, we don't want to be this, you know, boring, over detailed, never ending conversation about the same thing, and also represented in a boring way. So that's something to think about. It to think about. And I trust that you guys, anybody who's watching my channel, the majority of people, they really looking for some insight, for maybe a little bit knowledge, but also they want to be you know, better and maybe more successful at what they do when they meet ladies. And that's why, you know, I'm here to tell you about these insights that's coming to my head. And I told you it's going to be a short video, and it's really not all that short now. But I got excited because I really think it doesn't matter so much what happens to us. It's how we process that information. It's how we deal with it and what we do with that we have. And sometimes it's really a fun thing to actually take a pen and paper and rewrite your story in a different angle, to add creativity to your own life story. And maybe you will be able to look at yourself at a totally different angle. Not even talking about impression you will make on others, not even talking about that, but talking about you looking at your own life, at your own personality, at your own achievements, at your own journey from a different point of view. So that's the homework. Thank you guys.